Have you ever felt that, even when surrounded by people, you still felt alone? That the unspoken words weigh more than the shouts of disrespect? The deafening silence that many fear is, in fact, a turning point. Within it lies a powerful truth, the truth hidden in the pauses and the empty spaces. Have you ever stopped to consider what this means for you? What if the silence you fear is the only place where you truly listen to yourself? Many confuse external noise with power, but true strength lies in remaining silent when the world is shouting. It's a step inward, a dive into the deep waters of self-reflection. When someone disrespects you, you face a choice: to react immediately or to choose stillness. The reaction is the noise, silence is the strength. By quieting your mind, you find the answers you've been seeking, and even more, you find yourself. Imagine sitting by a calm lake. Every restless thought that arises is like a stone thrown into the water. The ripples spread out, but eventually, the lake returns to its serenity. That's how silence operates. It's not a weakness, it's a tool. It's a form of communication that goes beyond words. And there, in the quiet, you have the chance to connect with your essence. Have you given yourself that chance? There comes a moment when the pain becomes unbearable. You feel the need to scream, but even that impulse turns into a whisper. Look at the pain you carry. What does it say about you? Every wound is an opportunity to listen. Instead of distracting yourself with the pain, dive into it. Ask yourself, what is my pain trying to teach me? In doing so, you can begin to reclaim your voice, a voice that resonates in profound silence. And here's a thought. How many times have you allowed someone to disturb your peace? No one can pretend forever. Silence is a choice that not only protects but transforms. Are you tired of pleasing others? Well, today, choose not to diminish yourself. And when provocation comes your way, remember, you are responsible for your reaction. In the vastness of silence, immerse yourself and find the strength that resides in your inner voice. In the end, when you settle into silence, ask yourself, what do I truly want to express? This is the initial journey, a step toward reconnecting with yourself in the vastness of silence. Connect with what is true, and slowly, as you begin to listen to yourself, you will realize that the echo of your silence can be more powerful than any word. Silence can be a powerful response. Have you ever stopped to consider what happens inside you when you choose not to react? We often believe that bravery lies in our words, in shouting, in fervently defending our truths. But real strength can actually be found in quietness. Picture yourself in a situation of disrespect. The sharp words, like a knife, make your heart race. The urge to respond is strong. But what if, for a moment, you decided not to reply? Silence emerges. In that instant, you create a space, a fertile ground where your true strength can blossom. When you choose silence, you're not giving up. You're opting for a deeper path, one of self-control. It's a form of internal revolution. Instead of feeding into the cycle of conflict, you can nurture calmness with your presence. And that choice takes courage. It's like the pause in a song. Sometimes it's the silences that reveal the melody. What remains unsaid can often speak the loudest. Silence becomes a place of self-discovery and clarity. It's there that you reconnect with your essence. You may feel pressured to respond, as everyone around you expects a reaction. But what if, in that peaceful choice, there is a greater power? Ask yourself, what happens to my spirit when I choose silence? This choice is yours. It's an act of self-love. Enough is enough. Today, you will no longer diminish yourself. Take a moment to close your eyes. Feel the vibration of your inner silence. It may feel uncomfortable, but in that stillness, you can hear your true voice. There are many voices in the world outside, but only yours truly matters right now. What if what you fear is actually the only place where you can really hear yourself? While the world demands answers and reactions, maybe the best response is simply to breathe. And as you do that, breathe in authenticity. Breathe in courage. Life isn't about proving you're right. It's about finding your truth. Silence isn't weakness. It's a way to protect yourself and reconnect with what is essential. In practice, commit to moments of stillness. When you wake up before you face the day, dedicate a few moments to silence. Tell yourself, I am capable. Because deep down, you are stronger than you think. And your strength is revealed in your choices, in the tranquility, and in the depth of that silence. Look in the mirror. What do you see? Often, we find our insecurities reflected in the people around us. When someone disrespects you, it may have nothing to do with you. It's actually a reflection of the pain they carry. Have you ever thought about that? It's easy to get lost in the storm of disdain. Your heart races, your mind screams, and the urge to retaliate arises like a primal instinct. But what you don't realize is that by reacting, you fall into the trap of someone else's insecurity. How many times have you felt small in the face of criticism? What if I told you that the disrespect from others is merely a shadow cast by weaknesses they can't confront? When hostility arrives, it challenges us. It's an invitation to understand the human fragility behind the aggression. Instead of responding with more anger, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what does this pain reveal about the person attacking me? The truth is, in that moment, both of you are hurting. While the person in front of you projects their own insecurities, you are prompted to confront yours. You know, these moments of disrespect can be powerful opportunities. You feel your energy draining and frustration rising. But here's something you might not have noticed. Peace is the answer. Reflect on your own vulnerability. It's an act of compassion. When you begin to see the other as human rather than as an enemy, connection happens. It's as though a bridge forms between two lost souls. And what if what you lack is actually what protects you? Remember, your worth isn't defined by how others treat you. It lies in your silence, in your ability to embrace pain without allowing it to consume you. You are strong enough not to retaliate, but to become the one who observes. And that strength is a reflection of who you truly are, someone who translates pain into understanding. As you go about your day, if you feel the weight of someone else's disrespect, stop. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, am I reacting to a shadow or acting from the light that I... It's perfectly fine not to know the answer right away. Sometimes, the internal journey of unraveling your feelings is the true path to mutual healing. So, allow yourself to be a mirror as well. Not only reflecting what's done to you, but also revealing the subtle and beautiful aspects that lie within you. This is compassion. This is connection. And when you find that light, you start to dispel the shadows. Have you ever paused to reflect on the depth of karma? The actions you take today can echo throughout eternity. But what does this really mean? Imagine an invisible thread connecting each of your choices to consequences that extend beyond what you can see. This is karma. It's not a form of punishment. It's a universal dance of causes and effects. What you send out to the cosmos inevitably comes back to you, but it may not return in the way you expect. What if this is true? What if the things you do, whether intentional or not, form the foundation of your future life? Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of pain, as if you're condemned to repeat mistakes? Perhaps the answer lies in how you perceive justice. Human justice is often flawed, limited by perception. What seems fair to one person may not feel right to another. What if true justice isn't a human concept, but rather a cosmic force at work? It doesn't express itself through immediate retribution, but through a continuous flow of energy that ebbs and flows, much like the waves of the sea. What if, after experiencing insult and pain, you simply chose to remain silent? When everything feels chaotic, choosing silence can be the most powerful response. It's in that stillness that you allow the universe to manifest. Sometimes it's not about taking action, but rather about observing. Patience is a virtue that shapes karma. When you protect yourself and observe, you not only keep your inner peace, you also create space for the universe to balance things out. Calm down. Let the universe reveal what needs to be shown. And if that moment of quiet brings you the clarity you seek, begin to notice your actions. When you do something you think is small, like helping a stranger, it can have a profound impact. You may not see the seed you're planting, but life always finds a way. And if you remember that every word, every gesture is part of the web of life, the way you relate to others changes. No one can bear to live alone in pain. We are all intertwined. So, when you encounter disrespect, take a breath. Allow the universe to create its own responses, because true justice is revealed in the whispers of time. And you? You deserve to embrace that vast silence within yourself. Silence can be daunting. It reveals who you truly are. Often you fear what it may show you. But what if that fear is the key? What happens when you allow yourself to dive into the void? When you disarm from the noise of the world and simply listen to yourself? Within that silence lie hidden truths, those you often avoid confronting. Imagine standing in a dense forest, with the breeze whispering through the leaves. Each step you take into this space unveils something new. The trees don't speak, but they teach. You don't need words to find answers. What if the pain you carry wasn't a burden, but a guide? Take a moment to feel your scars. Each one tells a story. Each memory holds a lesson. Now consider this. If you were to stop running from them, what might you discover? Self-discovery is a silent journey. It's in those moments of pause that you uncover the strengths that have always been within you. Have you ever wondered why certain emotions keep resurfacing? Which memories haunt you? Each return to your inner self creates an opportunity for healing. But this isn't an easy path. It requires courage. Living mindfully. Allow yourself to feel. Embrace silence. Don't ignore it. Unknown and deep, it awaits you. Free yourself from the fear of who you really are. Are you exhausted? You have your reasons. What if, instead of fleeing, you simply allowed yourself to breathe? Silence becomes a portal to your truest self. What you uncover there may be surprising. What lies before your eyes is merely a layer. What if you didn't need anything outside of yourself to find peace? What if self-discovery is simply the quiet you've yet to explore? Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your silence. It wants to share something. Ultimately, the whole search for self comes down to this: recognizing that behind each fear lies a strength, and it's okay not to know what to do right now. You're on the right path. The journey is yours, wave after wave. Embrace the fluidity of this process, and remember, this is just a pause. The next step is up to you. Have you ever wondered why difficulties come knocking on your door? Often they seem like insurmountable obstacles. But what lies behind them? Each challenge carries a seed of transformation. Are you ready to see it? Imagine a sword being forged. The heat, the pressure, the struggle against the metal. All of it is pain. Yet, it's in the forge that the sword becomes strong. Your adversity works in much the same way. Every scar you bear isn't a sign of weakness. It's a mark of resilience. You're not shrinking, you're being shaped. But what if the next truth changes everything? Each challenge is a disguised opportunity. It may feel like a burden, but in reality, it's an invitation to evolve. Have you felt this before? That sensation of being at rock bottom with no way out. Yet, within you, something whispers that there's still hope. Life has its way of pushing you out of your comfort zone. It can be frightening, the solitude, the emotional exhaustion. All of it adds up. But remember, these internal storms are necessary to clear away what no longer serves you. Are you feeling drained? You have reasons to be, and that's okay. Pain shows that you're alive, that you're fighting. What if the silence you fear is the only place where you can truly listen to yourself? Sometimes the world seems so loud and inhumane. Yet, this could be an invitation, a call to look within and discover the strength that pulses beneath your wounds. The stories of triumph that you notice around you mirror the same journey. the person who has overcome, who has risen again. They too had their dark days. Each of us carries an invisible burden, but it's in these moments that we can choose. You can choose to grow. Look around you. Adversity is not your enemy, it's your ally. When the pressure mounts, your true essence emerges. Every time you get back up after falling, you become stronger. There is no growth without pain, and this isn't weakness. It's what makes you human. If this message resonates with you, perhaps it's time to let it unfold. The path of transformation is solitary, but you are not alone. Each scar holds a story of rebirth. Remember, it's perfectly okay not to know what to do right now. The key is to stay open to what's to come. Today, when you wake up, tell yourself, I am capable. Each morning is a new chance to rewrite your story. Life is always flowing, and just as the forge shapes the sword, pain shapes you. Connect with that strength. Embrace your adversities as catalysts for transformation. Have you ever stopped to think about the story you are telling yourself? The narrative that occupies your mind often shapes your reactions. But what happens when you decide to rewrite that story? With a simple act of awareness, you become the author. You are not just a spectator of your emotions, you are the protagonist. Imagine standing in front of a blank page. Every word you write holds the power to shape your future. We all face disrespect at times, and this can cause your voice to echo in silence. But do you know what's more powerful than disrespect? How you choose to respond to it. When someone tries to divert your path, it's your decision on how to move forward that defines who you are. How many times have you felt diminished, as if your emotions are controlled by what others say or do? The truth is, every time you allow someone else to write your story, you've given them a piece of your power. What if you could turn all that pain into something valuable? The pain you carry doesn't have to be the conclusion of your story. It can be the driving force that leads you to rewrite each chapter. This is an ancient practice in Eastern philosophy, transforming suffering into wisdom. Silence in response to disrespect can be like a pen writing your resilience. In life, learning not to immediately react to disrespect is a long journey, but it's worth it. Choosing to remain silent when provocation arises is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's the ability to witness the internal storm without becoming part of it. And in truth, that's freedom. What comes next when you rewrite your narrative? What will you allow your story to contain? Each day upon waking, challenge yourself to create a new page. Tell yourself, I am capable. With each breath, connect with your new self. What happened in the past does not define who you are now. You can choose to be remembered as someone who was swept away, or as someone who illuminated the darkness with their light. As you rewrite your narrative, you'll discover that it's possible to transform your wounds into a beautiful story. It's not about ignoring the pain, but making it a valuable component of your journey. By doing this, you not only find meaning in your life, but also embrace your essence. You can release the need for external approval by focusing on what truly defines you, your true intention. And now, here's an invitation. As you reflect on your reactions, ask yourself, how do I want this story to unfold? Because in the end, the power of transformation is always yours. The silence you often avoid can be your greatest strength. It's not a silence born of weakness, but a profound space where true transformation begins. Take a moment to think. How many times have you felt the need to scream out your pain, only to remain silent instead? In that silence, the truth often resides. When words fail, your presence becomes more pronounced. It's like when someone ignores you and a knot forms in your throat. You may feel the urgency to respond, to fight against the frustration building inside you. But what if you stopped and simply embraced the silence? This is the power of stillness. It is in silence that the soul speaks. Do you still feel steady in your stance, wanting to shout or break free? Now is the time to discover what happens when you empower yourself through the absence of sound. Look within. What do you truly wish to express? Silence can be a powerful tool, a weapon of choice. When you decide not to react, you not only safeguard your peace, but also connect with an indescribable inner strength. And what if courage lies not in your words, but in your ability to remain silent? The world demands quick responses, yet patience is an invisible virtue that strengthens the soul. There's a space where your deepest decisions are shaped. Each calm breath you take moves you closer to that clarity. Enough. Today, you won't diminish yourself any longer. Instead of being swept away by the chaotic flow of voices, remember that silence allows you to hear what needs to be heard. What is your intuition saying right now? It's perfectly fine not to know what to do at this moment. You are on this path of self-discovery, and it's not a straight line. Sometimes, the answer will emerge from the stillness of your mind, from the echo of the space around you. When was the last time you felt truly heard? It might have been a moment of solitude, but it could also have been a profound connection with yourself. By embracing this silence, you begin to understand that it is not empty. It's a presence, a friend ready to listen when the world feels chaotic. And this is the true art of empowerment. So ask yourself, what is my true power? Because at the end of the day, what truly matters is the clarity you find when you choose to look within and embrace the silence. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Allow the peace that comes from stillness to find you. Pain is often the soil where our deepest truths grow. Life, with all its complexities, invites us into a silent dialogue. What if the greatest act of rebellion is that moment when we choose to be silent and simply listen to what our spirit has to say? Silence, this sacred space, is where transformation occurs. Above all, it connects us to ourselves, to our truest selves. When you feel that no one understands you, remember that silence can be a refuge. In it, you find not loneliness, but the potential to rediscover yourself. The feeling of being surrounded yet still isolated is a struggle for connection. But what if what you really need is this quiet time to understand your own pain? The path to transformation unfolds when you stop seeking approval and begin to validate your own existence. Your mind may be overwhelmed, exhausted, like a radio playing incessantly. Enough. You deserve to breathe without fear. Take a moment. Close your eyes. Feel your body, the ground beneath your feet. It's in this space that the seed of transformation is planted. Each calm breath is an opportunity to nurture something new. Have you ever stopped to think that what you carry isn't your only truth? Your pain is a guide, not a burden. What if the pain you're carrying truly belongs to you? By facing the silence, you don't diminish yourself. You expand. Every tear, every suppressed laugh is part of your growth. In this moment, you discover that you allow yourself to walk through the shadows, and that is a strength. The power of silence lies in its regenerative capacity. It transforms pain into understanding. It becomes the fertile ground where lessons of empowerment arise. You might still feel lost in a world that seems unable to grasp your depth, yet know that maturity and personal evolution flourish in stillness. So, how can we practice this daily? When you wake up, tell yourself, I am enough. Look into the mirror and see the truth that resides within you. Start connecting with your inner self by asking questions and allowing yourself to listen. Now visualize yourself sitting in peace, diving into your own silence. Feel the weight lift. By the end of this process, a new clarity begins to take shape. If this message resonates with your soul, write in the comments, I choose to be reborn. Each response echoes in other souls, strengthening the connection we all seek. The journey continues.